everybody, and welcome to another thing I'm doing. As you can tell, I'm playing Mario 3 today. Um, so, the reason I'm playing this is because recently I've been playing, like, a lot of games. Like, a lot of new different games, like, Assassin's Creed 4 and, Dragon Quest Heroes 2. And I have played them for like 50 hours this week. So I took an entire week off, right? So that I could just have a week off. I've never really taken a vacation of any sort. There have been times where I was unemployed or, you know, looking for jobs or what have you. But mostly I just work and I just work. I don't ever take actual time off, other than like a day or two here and there. So, for the first time ever, I took a straight week off, and I just played Assassin's Creed, and Dragon Quest Heroes 2, and Final Fantasy V. So, I decided, to maybe make another set of videos. And with any luck, I actually get through this entire game. But for the life of me, I couldn't pick a game that I actually wanted to play. To like start up a new game, you know? I was looking at like Dead Island and Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13. But I don't know, I just didn't feel like doing them. And this happens a lot. Like, I get stuck in ruts. And it usually happens after I beat a game I've been playing for a long time. And I happen to force myself to be able to play 2 of them, like back to back. I pretty much completed Assassin's Creed 4, which is Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which is the pirate one for anyone who doesn't actually know. And I had a blast playing that. And normally I'm the kind of guy who will like shun Assassin's Creed, because it's for normies, I guess. That doesn't mean anything bad about the game, but like usually I will say, like, what's a good example? Like Undertale. Undertale's an excellent example. That game is great. That game is an impeccable game. But all the fans and all the people who ever talk about that game overdo it. I really like the game, but I don't know, I don't want to make memes about it all day. So that's what I think of Assassin's Creed games. Like, they're fine. I played the first one and didn't really like it. But I played a bit of 2, and I could definitely tell, like, that's where it gets good. But I really loved 4, and I loved it for all the reasons except for the parts where it was Assassin's Creed. Like, the movement and the free running. Mostly because, like, the free running in that game is, like, you can tell where you're gonna jump next. Like, you can tell that they put a path there for you to climb that castle. And so when you're climbing that castle, you expect to jump from, like, platform to platform. And sometimes it just won't work, and you'll jump into the ocean for some reason. Which is weird, I guess. Because you expect to go along the path. And so I had issues with that. But other than that, like, you're just a pirate running around and sinking ships and stealing booty, and it's a lot of fun. And then after I beat that game, I picked up Dragon Quest Heroes 2, because I bought that earlier, like a previous time, and it's a pretty fun game. And I like Muso games, so I knew I was gonna have a blast, because I also like Dragon Quest games, and when you combine the two, you know what? One second. I don't go down here very often. Before I get back to the Dragon Quest Warriors 2 thing, I should say something maybe about the, oh my god, about the actual reason I'm playing Mario 3. And it's because, like, it's a very easy game to just play. Like, I'm halfway done with the first world. It's been, what, 5 minutes, maybe? And it's a game I really love. It's like one of my top 5 games, maybe even top 3, depending on the day you ask me. But something I don't do often is I don't go back and like play each level. So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna play each of the levels. I'm not gonna do warps and I'm not gonna skip out on levels. So that way I'll get to play the parts of the game I don't usually play. Because there are a few levels that I definitely skip because I don't like doing them, or oh my god. Or I just think it's easier to not bother with them. But I'm gonna beat every level. I think that's what I'm going for here. But yeah, I'm playing this because it's like I'm stuck. Like, I don't know what else to play. And I know Mario 3 is going to be a fun game. But anyway, back to Dragon Quest Heroes 2. I like Dragon Quest games and I like Musou games, and you put them together and I'm having a blast. But I spent 20 to 30 hours playing that in the last 2 days, so I'm kinda burnt out. So I just figured I'd play something pretty easy and fun. I don't have any insight to offer into this game. I can't say like, oh, well, did you know that this happened and the reason he's a dog is because this is Dog World, actually. No, I have none of that. I'm just playing the platformer. And maybe telling you a bit about how I grew up with this game, or things that are going on with me right now. So before I started recording this, I tested it out a few times, and I got to like World 2, and this game, I don't even know if it has like any sort of infamy for being difficult in any regards. Like, I always assumed it was super easy, and I've never had a problem. But as soon as I fought this guy for the first time, I don't know who he is, Lemmy, Larry, whatever Koopa he is. Like, I died like 3 times, and I had to like go find the airship on the map. If you didn't know, or if you watch speedruns, they don't usually die, and so they don't ever have to come to they don't ever have to find the airship. Which, if you die, the airship, like, usually is above the castle. That's why you start at the castle, you beat the airship. But it flies around the map, and you have to go pick it up and find it. And I had to do that a few times, which is really embarrassing. Especially because this is one of my youngster childhood games, nostalgia, 90s kids only type of games, you know? This is one of the first few games I've ever played, which is interesting because one of the other first few games I ever played was Mega Man 3. So I started with 3s. Oops. That's fine, whatever. Nobody's gonna complain. So, that's why I find it to be like just a game I can go back to. I feel like this game, like, among Marios, I can see why people like this one, and I can see why people like Super Mario World. Because they're just so tight, and like, the controls are really good. And nostalgia 90s kids. Something you might not know about this game is if you collect all the coins on this particular level, a coin airship will show up. In the first world, it was World 4, Level 4, the auto-scroller. If you collect all the coins in that one, I believe you get an airship. Those are the 2 I know? Question mark? I really think... I got it right. But I don't really want to play those right now. Even though they would be a part of all worlds. Or maybe not, I don't know. This is my playthrough, not yours. Back off. But I do have knowledge of a lot of this game, so I will probably fly through most of these levels. Another thing I should say is my controller doesn't feel very good, and it's kind of loud, so you might hear button presses, and I'm sorry, or you're welcome, however you happen to take that. But yeah, welcome to Mario 3. We're almost halfway through with World 2, so this is gonna be a short series, and I'm thinking I'm gonna follow this through and finish it. And maybe you guys don't get sick of my voice. And maybe I don't burn my voice out. That would be nice. This is another level I happened to die about 10 times on. Because I would speedrun it and I'd fall through this little hole every time. And if it wasn't that hole, it would be this hole right here. But I happen to be awesome right now. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Except that part. That part wasn't awesome, but I'm still pretty awesome. Comment if you think I'm awesome. Comment if you don't think I'm awesome. In speedruns you don't want these, because it takes up a lot of time to give you one-ups. So how about that for some trivia, huh? This level is... oh my god, I wasn't paying attention. This level is infamous for the Angry Sun. Oh. He's pretty memey. Like, if you ask anyone who's played this game before, everyone knows about that Angry Sun. These first two levels, or two worlds, are going to be pretty quick and easy. But once I start hitting 5, I would say it starts to get a little complicated. Like, I don't remember everything. I loved this world when I was a youngster. I like that there's essentially just two tiers. Oh my god. Killing me. There's essentially two tiers to this level. There's like this bottom thing where you think there's a ceiling. Oh my god, I'm awesome. But you can fly up there, and there's a whole nother section of the world. It's full of coins and water. And I'm gonna show you. Look at that. There's a P-switch in there, which I don't really care about. I think there's one in here too somewhere. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not as good at this game as I had thought. Oh, there it is. Oop. Wonderful. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for this episode, because I can hear my oven going off, which means I have food to be eating. Thank you, and I will see you next time.